So you said that you feel like your career, looking back, you feel like your
Yes.
career at that point has sort of stagnated. So what happens? And are you frustrated by that?
Very much. I'm very frustrated, and the reason I'm frustrated, number one, is I have come from maternity leave. So I find it unfair that I've brought life to this world. My life is not expanding. And this is something that women in careers go through. After childbirth, there is that gap. Your colleague who was male has continued making inroads. So before you come and catch up, there is some lag there. So you find maybe they even were promoted, but you are behind. So I was feeling I'm lagging behind. And remember also I was comparing a lot with this spouse of mine who was also my classmate. So we should be at par. We should be moving in tandem. What is going on here?
Yeah.
But then I quickly realized, I think it's whatever sacrifice I had to make because the child had to come. But then when I went back, I put my head down. I locked in. I am working. But as I work, it's not translating to either promotion or money.
And what does locking in mean? Are you working longer hours?
No,
Are you
I can't work longer hours.
because you have to go?
Yes, I have to go home. But whatever assignment it is, I go over and above. I deliver quick my TATs like this. I'm a fast learner and I'm doing all these things. But it's not translating. And I think largely because I'm doing work I don't enjoy, which is banking and finance.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I lobbied to move into corporate commercial. But it's not happening as soon as I would want it to happen. And we were measured using financial targets. So at the end of the quarter, then you'd bring how much money have you brought in as a target. And in banking and commercial, then you're dealing with these debentures and charges that are worth 150, 200,000, very small monies. And there's a advocate remuneration order that says if the charge is this much, this is how much you charge.
Yes.
Surely you cannot compare this, what I'm doing, with a person in corporate commercial whose deal is 5 million and there is no advocate remuneration order, it's negotiation.
Yes.
So if it's 5% of the whatever, that's it.
Yeah.
The contract sum, that's it. So these colleagues of mine are moving faster and I'm feeling,
Do you remember what your targets were?
I can't remember what our targets were. They would vary depending on whichever department you are in.
Okay.
They would vary, but ideally there was a level of output expected. And so things are not moving for me. An appraisal comes and me, I'm put on probation. I'm told, Lois, your performance is dismal and we need to put you into this observation
PAP,
phase
yes.
to see performance improvement program.
Yes.
I'm like, me? I cried in that boardroom.
The person who puts their feet in water at 4 a.m. could not believe.
Imagine the way I'm giving my all. I'm a performer.
Yes.
Oh God, there's nothing. And then remember, I'm harboring these judgmental comments from, the other face that we talked about. And so I'm feeling, does it have something to do with that? And so I have all these mixed emotions. And in the heat of the moment, I go home. I tell my husband what has been determined. I was not the only one. We were two of us. And we were all in banking and finance. My other colleague, sadly, he passed away some time back. But we left. We left the farm. We resigned. I resigned.
On the day?
No, I go home. Yes. I discuss. And I say, I can't take this. Then I go back. And first of all, what is on my mind is I need to pay them this loan. I need to clear this loan completely. How do I do it? And I figured I will forfeit my salary. It was not too much remaining. It was about 30-something at that point. And I was like, I will forfeit it. I will leave. I will go sit at home because I don't like this work. And then I don't like the environment now all of a sudden. So I'm resigning. And I tender my resignation with no job. I say, ni sawa. So I go back to my corner office. I start looking for work. Now I've resigned.
Yes.
I've tendered my resignation. It's been accepted.
Yes. Were you surprised that it was accepted?
No. I expected them to accept it anyway. At this point, it's like, it's not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. They can sense I'm not happy. I can also sense maybe I'm a misfit right now. I'm like, let me go try something else.
Okay.
And also I'm struggling. I'm also struggling with the workload. I'm struggling with hours. And because of the baby. So I'm struggling with all this. And I'm like, if I'm to have another child, maybe in another 2 years, I cannot have it here.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot have it here.
In
I
the
remember all
same
this time,
cycle.
I have no medical insurance from this farm.
Still.
That means that I'm still taking care of it. So I need more. I'm starting to realize that I need more. And also I'm starting to realize I think I need better. So I started looking for work. I applied for work. I got a job. I applied at NSC. I applied at Oil Libya. And both of them were the interviews on the same day. So I go to Oil Libya first. First of all, they keep me waiting. So I'm not very happy with this, but I need the job. Remember,
Yes.
I am serving notice.
Yes.
So a miracle has to happen between now and by the time I leave.
Yes.
And I go to Oil Libya. Nah.
You didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I think they didn't like me. I don't know who didn't like who. Or maybe I didn't fit whatever they were looking for.
Right.
I go to NSC. That was a fantastic interview. I go to the stock exchange. First of all, I'm received very well. I walk into a boardroom. This is the first day. I'm seeing a whole lineup from the chief executive officer, director, HR. And I'm there. But I think because of the confidence of having done the first interview, now I'm more confident. Plus, I know it's either I make it or I make it. There are no two ways about this. It's either I got the other one or this.
Yes.
I walk in. I had done work for NSC before. You know, the broker back office system?
Right.
I had done all the contracts, the Chellasoft contracts. So I had an idea of what these people do. And then I go in there and they're asking me about trading and all those things. And I've been doing these contracts. So I've been reading. So I feel confident like they're asking me things that I know. It's an officer legal and compliance position. They're asking me regulatory things. And I know. So I get confident. I can see them nodding. When you see an interviewer nodding, you're like, maybe I'm saying the right thing. I left that day feeling so good. And I went home knowing I got this job. Didn't I got both of them?
Even the Oil Libya one?
Yes.
Right.
Only that NSC came first.
Okay.
They came first and then they asked me, how much money do you want? And remember where I'm coming from?
Yes.
It's very, yeah. So I say 100,000 gross. I undershot myself.
They said come.
I go home. HR, 1 week later, calls me and says, Lois, you sailed through, come for your contract. I go, and she has given me 115,000. It's like, oh, I didn't ask for this, but they actually found it. So NSC had the bands, so you had to fit in a band.
Yes.
So they cannot pay you less because you negotiated for less.
Right.
They will still pay you within the band.
Right.
Only that now I sat lower at the band. If I had said like 150 still, they could have given me.
Yes, it would have been within
Anyway, I'm happy. I signed that. Then Oil Libya comes and I say, hey, I already signed.
Yes.
I already signed.
What was Oil Libya's offer?
I think it was less. It was 98.
It was less. Okay.
98,000. So I was like, I'm okay.
And what was this position that you are?
This is officer, legal and compliance.
Okay.
And me, remember my notice period is coming to an end?
Yes.
I think it's now almost April of 2012. And me, I leave. I stay home for 2 days, I jump into a new job.
Straight.
Straight.
Okay.